Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I have to be a little bit quiet today because the beast is asleep yet again. Now, the beast in reference to my 9-year-old son that is teething. I'm going to let him sleep as long as possible. As when he hears my voice and it's loud, he pretty much instantly wakes up. So I imagine I'll probably wake up throughout this video. But we need to talk. Okay, because AMC stock is up 11.3% at the time of recording this video. It's a very strong day today for AMC stock. Is this going to lead into a continued rally, potentially a MOASS-like event? I'll share my opinions. I'll share the data with you that you need to know, as well as what's going on with AMC and what's going to be happening tomorrow in our markets. Hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. So, first things first, what happened to AMC stock today? There was no company specific news. It was a broader rotation out of AI names, out of semiconductor names, into other areas of the markets. Now, I don't know if this will continue. I know AI semiconductors have rallied a lot, and to some degree, it's been justifiable, right? NVIDIA's earnings have went from $5 to $6 billion a quarter to $7 billion to $8 to $13 billion to $18 billion last quarter. NVIDIA guided for around $24 billion for this quarter. I'm sure they meet that number, right? I mean, the capacity that they must be ramping right now is insane to meet those numbers. But nonetheless, they probably meet the number. They probably raise guidance. Who knows? From now until then, that's where you could see a sell down of semiconductors, some selling heading into NVIDIA earnings themselves, because you just never truly know. And when these stocks are up 50+% in a month, I mean, this is a squeeze, right? Let's be honest. NVIDIA has went through a short squeeze. SMCI has went through a short squeeze. AMD has went through a short squeeze. At some point, squeezes end and the sellers inevitably take over at higher prices. So today is really just a movement of capital. Like 1% of the buying activity, half of 1% of the buying activity in NVIDIA on any given day, maybe 1/4% of the buying activity would do what you're seeing with AMC stock today, right? Cause it to rally almost 12%. Just a fraction of, pretty much a fraction of NVIDIA's trading volumes and money heading into the name will cause a large move. So you're probably not seeing that many dollars actually heading into AMC today relative to what you would normally think. You also have an AMC with a market cap less than $1 billion now. So the stock is a lot smaller. The company is a lot smaller in that regard. So just a little bit of money at this point can cause the stock to rally. So again, it's a broader rotation that you're seeing, money going into small mid-cap stocks and leaving some of your big tech, AI, hypey, bubbly names. That's all it is. Now, you could make an argument that maybe there is some kind of news coming for AMC. Maybe the algos or hedge funds and institutions were tipped off, and maybe they know some good news is coming around the corner. I mean, I think we can only speculate on that. I think me actually trying to speculate on that is pointless because nobody knows. I couldn't tell you with a definitive, but I will tell you AMC stock is like massively outperforming even your, other Russell 2000 names. Like not too often does AMC rally 11% for no clear reason, right? There's no clear reason. It's not like there's good news today, at least being announced for AMC stock. Maybe there is something going on under the surface, but again, That's speculation. We may see over the next couple of hours, in the next couple of days, if that is the case. Now, do I think this can start a MOASS-like event? You got to think about what a MOASS-like event is. Usually there's a catalyst behind it. Usually there's a rhyme or reason to what's going on. Now, we could speculate what a catalyst would be if Adam Aron came out and said, yeah, we are done raising capital. We're not going to sell any more stock onto the markets for a period of time. Could that cause AMC stock to rally aggressively and go through a MOASS-like event? I think so. Yeah, personally, I do think so. But again, is that going to happen? I don't know. The most important aspect of a MOASS-like event, and I'm sure you've been through a couple of them, is do we have the activity around AMC? If you don't have the activity, if you don't have individuals that are trading AMC, you're not going to get a MOASS-like event, right? It's just not going to happen. You need people trading AMC. That's why I think AMC has a lot more potential when it actually does go through a MOASS-like event than some other random names out there, because from my perspective, basically everyone knows about AMC, whether you're Warren Buffett or you're the guy down the road in his mom's basement trading stocks. You know about AMC. Everyone knows about AMC. Maybe they don't know about the potential the stock still has, and that could obviously change when the stock does rally. Today, I think, is a very good start. People are likely starting to look at AMC like, what is going on with that stock? So hopefully that makes some sense. Could it cause a MOASS-like event? You would need a catalyst and you need activity. I think you can get the activity, the options traders, the day traders, the swing traders coming in and buying AMC. I don't know if you're going to get the catalyst anytime soon. Maybe Adam Aron comes out later tonight and says they're not going to dilute shareholders. He has showed a lot of frustration with where AMC stock is, and he has to ultimately get AMC stock higher. That is his number one and only job as of right now, is get the stock higher. Maybe that's layoffs. Who knows exactly what it could be. But there's a couple different catalysts maybe AMC could pull at this current moment in time. But that's really going to be the deciding factor if we go through a MOASS-like event. Now, could we get back to $6.50, $7.50, $10.50? $10, $12 per share? Of course, I don't consider that a MOASS-like event. I do think that could be reasonably possible, just considering we have been so suppressed for so long, it feels like, with AMC. You could definitely see a larger rally. And again, today is the first day you're actually breaking out above 30 on the RSI. So that is, other good news. But again, Palantir is kind of leading the way for some of your small cap names, mid cap names. Also an AI name, which is interesting because considering what's going on with other stocks like Amazon down 1%, Meta down about 0.5%, you are definitely seeing a tale of two markets happening today. Now, another big reason why AMC stock is in the green today, as I went over in the last video, 10-year treasury yields falling about 7 basis points. That is great news, considering we've just basically relentlessly been rallying ever since February 1st. You've went from 3.86% to 4.16%. That's almost the equivalent of 2 rate hikes. So, of course, small cap stocks have been doing poorly, especially over the last couple of days. A little bit of that is starting to give back. Now, if you take a look at the earnings calendar, today and after hours, you will have Snapchat, Enphase, Ford, Chipotle, Elf, Fortinet, VF Corporation, Amgen, Edwards, and Gilead that will report earnings. Tomorrow and after hours, Alibaba, Uber, CVS Health, Roblox, XPO Logistics, Ares, Bunge, Scotts Miracle-Gro, Berry, and Emerson. What's actually interesting, my son's name's Emerson, the beast over there. It's 9 months old, teething. His name is Emerson, spelled the same way and everything. It's pretty interesting. Wednesday and after hours, PayPal, Walt Disney, ARM, Win, Excelis, Confluent, Pay.com, Mattel, NLI, McKesson, Thursday, pre-market, ConocoPhillips, Philip Morris, Cameco, Spirit, Hershey's, Lightspeed, Dynatrace, Aora, Lincoln, S&P Global. Thursday and after hours, Affirm, Pinterest, Cloudflare, Dex.com or Dexcom, Expedia, CleanSpark, Bill.com, Take-Two Interactive, Illumina, and PetMeds. And then Friday pre-market, you have Pepsi, Canopy Growth, Enbridge, AMC Networks, Blue Owl, Plains, All-American Pipeline, TELUS, Proto Labs, and a couple companies down here that I can't even read what their names are. So still a very exciting rest of this week as far as the earnings outlook. Even just here in the next 12 hours or so, you're going to get quite a few big earnings. Snapchat, Enphase, Elf, Fortinet, they're all pricing in like 20% moves. Well, 10 to 20% moves a piece. So you're expecting a lot of volatility with these earnings today and after hours. Alibaba will be interesting, just given Chinese stocks actually recently got a position in Alibaba for the longer term. Still a little bit nervous. China's usually not the most investable place in the world, but we'll see. Roblox could be a good one, potentially to the upside. I'm pretty firmly bullish on Roblox. I mean, after all, talk to any 9-10-year-old kid out there. They're playing Roblox for the most part. PayPal, another big holding of mine. Disney, obviously going to be important, but you really want to think about certain sectors here, right? Snapchat is advertisers. That Snapchat will move the advertisers. Enphase will move solar and energy names. Ford will move automakers. Chipotle will move food makers, right? Or suppliers, whatever you want to call it. McDonald's, right? Yum Brands, different restaurants. Olive Garden. Forget what the parent company to that one is, but you get the idea. Elf, consumer. Is that consumer staples? I don't think that's consumer staples. Discretionary consumer products, right? Female products. Uber, obviously, travel, leisure, hospitality. CVS Health, healthcare. Roblox, again, gaming. Alibaba's more so related to Amazon, but they're not going to move anything. PayPal, fintech. ARM, semiconductors. Wynn, leisure, travel, hospitality, and Disney, just entertainment, and again, travel, leisure, hospitality. So definitely going to affect the different sectors here. Now let's get into more specifically what's going to be happening tomorrow for our market. So tomorrow is going to be Wednesday. You're going to get a lot of data actually from Europe, just all across the board. The first major catalyst highlighted in red is the balance of trade out of Canada. I don't think that's going to be important, but tradingeconomics.com/calendar, highly recommend you guys use this free tool to look at all of your major events going on around the world that will move the markets. They're expecting it to be a potentially market moving catalyst. I don't think so, but we'll see. You will get tomorrow morning Fred Kugler at 11 o'clock in the morning, Fed Collins at 11:30, Fed Barkin at 12:30, and then a 10-year bond auction. The last 10-year bond auction we had was 4.024%. So if the yield were to come in higher than that, you're going to be in for a problem. If the yield comes in lower than that, that's going to be great news, and it will move stocks and it will move the bond market. Fed Bowman will also speak at 2 p.m. and then you will get consumer credit change. We're expecting about $16 billion of additional debt that went on people's balance sheets in the month of December. We'll see, though. It could come in a lot higher than that. And then some data out of Japan could be important, but the inflation rate out of China, this will move our markets, especially if you do see, more deflationary readings. Year over year, CPI for China is expected at negative 0.5%, worse than last month's negative 0.3%, and month over month is expected at positive 0.4%. So China effectively went from deflation on a month over month basis to now what could be rapid inflation. Very strange what you're seeing over there. And then a PPI year over year expected to come in at negative 2.6%. Yeah, and that is all for your day tomorrow as far as the calendar, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get into the Ortex data for AMC. again, you do have short interest that is rising, 11.32% short interest percentage of free float, $104.09 million worth of short positions, days to cover 1.53, 28.36 million shares currently sold short, shares out on loan 29.3 million, cost to borrow 1.09%. You do have a cost to borrow max over here at about 7.26%, so keep that in mind. Utilization of 43.68% and a short score of 61.75 out of 100. So the data is improving here, actually looking not so terrible today. The interesting flow sentiment from hedge funds and institutions. You do have 4 orders totaling $178,000 with a positive order value of 76%. So also looking pretty decent there. Can't really complain all too much with numbers like that. As I mentioned in the last video, the stock O tracker data, you do have a lot more call activity than put activity for this week. About 24,000 calls in the money, 47,000 calls out the money. In the money puts at 8,000, out the money puts at about 20,000. So over 2 times, almost 3 times as many calls for this week than you do have for put. So that looks pretty encouraging overall. And then option activity from the entirety of retail, hedge funds, money market individuals, just everyone in our markets. You do have 84.56% of the option activity today to the call side in AMC, 15.44% to the put side. That is a put to call ratio of 0.18. That is extremely bullish. So do I think the rally will continue in AMC? Actually, I do think the rally will continue. This is the first time being above 30 on the RSI in a while. I do think there is quite a few reasons potentially why AMC could rally from here. But long story short, I don't think the selling pressure has been all too justified at this moment in time. I think there's been a lot of shorts taking on short positions because AMC has been an easy short. Based on the almost 12% move we're seeing today, maybe there is some good news coming that we just don't know about just yet. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.